toward the end of the Biden administration, it came out that the Russian government and others had completely hacked into, or the Chinese government actually had hacked into telecom systems of two major providers in the country, and the response from the Biden administration was it's going to be really hard to get them out, so everybody be careful. That, to me, is far more offensive at the end of the day than anything that might be happening allegedly within the American government spying. And if you're asking me, we need to focus on the foreign threats first. It doesn't mean that the domestic overreach and spying isn't a problem. It isn't something that shouldn't be carefully monitored, but for darn sure, I want to make sure that we have people like John Ratcliffe, Tulsi Gabbard, Hexas, and Van Body and others are going to stand up and say, China, Russia, absolutely not. If you do this to us, there'll be serious consequences. And the president's done that, and I support it 100%.
It's about time these agencies get cleaned out, and those deep state operatives have got to go, and weaponization has got to end. Anyway, Brian, we appreciate you. Thank you. When we come back, we'll hit the phones. 800-941-SHOW is our number if you want to be a part of the program. One way to save money, we're still living with the Harris-Biden economy, and you can save money, not sacrifice service with Pure Talk, my cell phone provider, and it's a veteran-owned company. And the beauty of Pure Talk is you get the exact same service as the big carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, the same service because they use the same cell towers. They use the exact same 5G network. And you get all of that for about half the cost. Anyway, instead of paying $100 a month for your wireless bill, you can get unlimited talk and text and 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot and roaming for $35 a month. Well, that saves the average family close to $1,000 a year, if not more. Anyway, just dial pound 250 right now. Say the keyword save now. If you do it now, you save an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, keyword save now, from our friends at Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
If you're a business owner who had W-2 employees during COVID, you have less than 90 days to file for the government's employee tax credit refund. In this economy, who can afford to miss out on up to $21,000 per W-2 employee? Yes, up to $21,000 per employee. We've automated the entire process. Answer the online questions. Submit your application. It typically takes less than 15 minutes to complete.
And Jody.
1-800-ERC.com. Again, 1-800-ERC.com.
Just going to pick some computers up. I don't have to work out there. I'm just going to take you guys along for the ride.
If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. This is not a loan. There's nothing to pay back, even if you took PPP money.
We're out to Green Springs and then out home.
One W-2 employee or
We're busy today.
in less than 90 days, the filing deadline is over. Make the time. Go to 1-800-ERC.com. Again, 1-800-ERC.com. 1-800-ERC.com.
Sometimes bad things happen to good cigars. Not at Famous Smoke Shop. Unlike the other guys, we take pride in how we store, pack, and ship our cigars. We've been family-owned since 1939, so we know what it takes to make a great smoke and a great experience. Visit FamousSmoke.com for thousands of premium cigar brands, fresh and ready to ship from our climate-controlled 20,000 square foot humidor. Every order is backed by our famous freshness guarantee. Check it out now at FamousSmoke.com and use promo code FREE20. That's FREE20, and we'll take $20 off your order of $99 or more. Our cigar experts make sure you get the best deals on the best cigars, so every smoke is your best smoke. If you want an okay cigar, you go to your neighborhood OK Cigar Shop. If you want the best cigar, you go to Famous Smoke Shop. That's FamousSmoke.com. Get real cigars from a real cigar shop and save $20 right now. Ship fresh, direct to you. Go to FamousSmoke.com. Use code FREE20.
You out in Vegas?
Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even if you're policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-465-7600 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-465-7600. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies 7600. Call now.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with a Durden Russian credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing you to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.
Selling your home on Ready.com. Real estate agents will pay you for your listing. Thousands upfront just for the chance to sell your home. Because on Ready, agents compete. They put their money where their mouth is. Well, not really. You don't want agents with wallets in their mouths, but you believe it. And when agents have money on the line, they'll sell your home quickly, top dollar. So go to Ready.com or inDOCtriNATIONlive.com or call 888-833-READY.
We're constantly making promises to ourselves to live healthier. We're going to exercise more, eat right, and drink right. Well, isn't it time you start thinking about your water? Drinking right starts with Aquasana. Aquasana water filters give you immediate access to clear, healthier, extraordinary water. Water that's odor-free and tastes great. Aquasana water filters remove chlorine, PFAS, bacteria, and other impurities you don't want and leave you with the beneficial minerals you do want, like potassium and calcium. It's so good you'll notice an immediate difference in every drop of pure, delicious water. So whether you're washing vegetables or enjoying a post-workout shower, protect your whole home from contaminants with an Aquasana water filter. After all, healthy living starts with healthy water. Visit aquasana.com and use promo code SXN to get up to 50% off select systems. AQUSANA.com. Promo code SXN for up to 50% off. Aquasana. Better water, better you.
When fake news gives you lies, he supplies the truth. Sean Henry is on right now.
5:25 till the top of the hour. We'll get to your calls in just a minute. 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. Look, 9/11, it's more than just a day in history. It is.
Fucking ad reads, man.
Foundation. Anyway, 67 people dying in this tragic crash last night. You know, I spent a lot of time talking to all my friends that are familiar with aircraft and helicopters and jets, and they all had a very interesting take on what happened in this incident. And it's just sad. President Trump addressed the tragedy today and was right to talk about, you know, Mayor Pothole Pete's failures. That was one thing he said, but he also provided a moment of silence for the victims of this crash and reported there were no survivors. and pointed out we're one family, one nation. Our hearts are broken, and our hearts go out to all of these families.
I'd like to request a moment of silence for the victims and their families, please. Thank you very much. I speak to you this morning in an hour of anguish for our nation. Just before 9 p.m. last night, an American Airlines regional jet carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter carrying 3 military service members over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. while on final approach to Reagan National Airport. Both aircraft crashed instantly and were immediately submerged into the icy waters of the Potomac. Real tragedy. The massive search and rescue mission was underway throughout the night, leveraging every asset at our disposal. And I have to say, the local, state, federal, military, including the United States Coast Guard in particular, they've done a phenomenal job. So quick, so fast. It was mobilized immediately. The work is now shifted to a recovery mission. Sadly, there are no survivors. We're a country of we are in mourning. This is really shaking a lot of people, including people very sadly from other nations who were on the flight. For the family members back in Wichita, Kansas, here in Washington, D.C., and throughout the United States and in Russia, we can only begin to imagine the agony that you're all feeling. Nothing worse. On behalf of the First Lady, myself, and 340 million Americans, our hearts are shattered alongside yours, and our prayers are with you now. And in the days to come, we're working very, very diligently in the days to come. We're here for you to wipe away the tears and to offer you our devotion, our love, and our support. There's great support. In moments like this, the differences between Americans fade to nothing compared to the bonds of affection and loyalty that unite us all. We are one family, and today we are all heartbroken. We're all searching for answers.
Hey, George or Grego.
Our thoughts and prayers go to the people that were on this aircraft, on these aircrafts. Anyway, let's get to our phones, 800-941-SEAN, if you want to be a part of the program. James in North Carolina. Hey, James, how are you? Glad you called.
Sure, and thank you so much for all you do, sir. You're a blessing to our country. Sean, I used to fly a 76 for a private corporation, very similar to the UH-60 aircraft involved. I was an airline pilot. I now fly private business jets. I fly into Teterboro, flown in and out of Reagan hundreds of times. Sean, the thing that's really bugging me is why did the TCAS system not generate an alert on that regional jet?
Well, you're raising a great question. The TCAS system is the traffic collision warning system for people that don't know.
For helicopters to operate in that exclusion area, Washington, D.C. is located inside what's known as Class Bravo airspace. Very busy airspace, New York, L.A., Atlanta, Charlotte. That airspace is considered Class D. For all aircraft operating in that, they're required to have a transponder that generates an altitude that's called mode C. And they're generating ADS information out as well. So that helicopter was transmitting enough information to where if the TCAS system was working properly on that Canadair airplane, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But the TCAS computer, it will generate a solution. And it'll tell the flight crew, it'll generate an alert. It will say traffic, climb now, or descend. And it'll actually give them a path where to climb.
It's actually, I just happen to know, I know friends that are pilots, that it's a verbal command. It's not like they're not hearing it.
It's a verbal and a visual cue, and it'll actually tell the pilot where to put the nose, where to pitch. And if that had been working, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So a lot of unanswered questions. But had that system worked properly, it would have this
I guess that's why we call them accidents. They're not designed to happen, and there's such redundancy in aircraft today. And we've almost, and I hate to say this in light of an incident like this, maybe as a pilot would agree with this statement, we've come close to perfecting air flight. Am I wrong on that? Because when you think of the hundreds of thousands of flights, that take off worldwide,
we have one of the safest systems in the world, but I have learned just one thing. I've got my airplane figured out. I've been flying this particular platform. I'm flying over 20 years. Just when I think I've been answered, something comes up and it humbles me. And we are nowhere near perfection. We've got a great system. We've come a long way, but there's still there's always room for improvement. And
are we ever going to stop?
Robert was on all day today, so I don't think he's going to be on this evening.
We've come near perfection when you consider the sheer volume of aircraft and the time, and there are so few incidents. Even when there are emergencies, we have contingencies to bring it down, and the amount of redundancy in terms of avionics and backup systems and redundancy. I mean, it's all there, and it's I feel very comfortable with flight, although it's not. I guess nothing involving human beings will ever be perfect, but we're doing pretty well with this system, and this just turned out to be a horrible tragedy, which is none of this conversation is going to bring any comfort to any of the families and victims.
No, not at all. Thank you so much for all you do, Sean, and I know you have the president's here. One thing we've got to do to the people, please bring back the term NOTAM and get rid of notice to air missions. That's one of the dumbest things ever.
Got it. Pretty cool. Thanks for what you do. A friend of mine, so aircraft is all he ever wants to talk about. Actually said to me, was through all of that.
Huge donation. Right? NVGs, okay? Okay, that's fine and dandy, you're flying a plane, all that stuff, yeah, okay? But when you go special ops to flying a helicopter, whatever, you got NVGs and night vision goggles, all right? Then you got an FOV, field of vision, okay? So when that plane's coming in with headlights hitting you, you lose 50% of your vision, especially if you're that close to a plane. So I can see there's some confusion. Maybe something was there. So that's what I'm doing with that. I'm not saying there's no fault with anybody, but there's some parameters that people got to look at. Okay, yeah, there's alerts and all that.
Hey, Josh, this is Jeff. I'm here with Breast Investigations. Josh on the phone with me. What's going on, Josh?
Yeah, first of all, appreciate you for your good work. I think everyone appreciates your work. I came across a story. A good buddy of mine, Warren Staff, first round draft pick, Lombardi winner, Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer. I mean, you name it, he's done it. He's racially profiled and illegally arrested by the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department in Okeechobee, Florida. So he's a friend of mine. He reaches out to me. He sends me his cell phone footage. We post it. It goes viral. And that starts leading to a lot of questions. People want to know what happened, but they also want to know what happened besides the 2 minutes and 30 seconds of footage that we posted thus far. So Warren's a big fan of civil rights channels. He watches mine, James Freeman. He also watches yours. He knew records of West. So he got body camera footage. Every single officer there. He also got the arrest report, the supplemental report, and footage from the jail. And after sitting down and putting this video together for about 6 hours, I mean, we can undeniably see how his rights were violated. You know, and the sad part is he's out there doing a charity rally. So all these people from Joe Schmoes to, you know, wealthy celebrities, other famous people there like Deshaun Watson, they're driving these expensive cars, and all the money goes to charity. One person gets pulled over, and the police officer makes an allegation that they're driving to endanger. And Mr. Sapp gets out of the car and says, hey, listen, you know, that's 65 miles or over. Even you said they weren't going that fast. And why are you asking everyone in the car for their ID? You're not just asking for it. You're saying by law, everyone in the car needs to give you their ID, even though they haven't committed a crime. Once he started asking questions and it appeared that he knew what he was talking about, deputies asked him if they wanted to go to jail. They wound up putting him in handcuffs. He refused to identify. A crowd of 200 plus people started chanting, set him free. They put him in the back of their cruiser, their patrol vehicle. They Mirandized him. The supervisor was present, standing right in front of him, refused to speak to him. By the time Warren gets to jail, the supervisor realizes who he is. And in my video, you can see all the cops getting excited that they just met a famous person, less excited that they just violated his rights. So the supervisor races down to the jail. Now,
Hello.
Hello.
What's up, babes?
Nothing. My brain is fucking fried.
Yeah, mine too. I'm just grabbing these laptops and then real quick seeing if I could just get through phone running wireless on the women's side, then I'm coming home. Oh shit.
So, yes, Christine had an emergency and had to leave and couldn't do IOP in Bryan. So I asked if anybody could do IOP in Bryan, and I said, well, let me see if my 3 o'clock shows up because she sketched sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, she ended up showing up, so I was like, sorry, I'm not going to be able to do it. And so I got done with her at 4, and I was like supposed to leave at 4:30, you know, because I was out of hours at 4:30. Well, it's like 4:05, 4:10, and Macy calls me from the front desk and says, hey, your 4 o'clock's here. And I was like, I don't have a 4 o'clock. Well, on Tuesday, I talked to Dawn, and they were trying to get this client in, blah, blah, blah. And I said I could take it at 4 o'clock, but I would have to leave Bryan yesterday because
you run out of hours.
Yeah. So nobody got a hold of me. Nobody said a fucking thing. And so I was like, okay, it wasn't on my schedule, nothing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So whatever, they scheduled this guy with me at 4 o'clock. I didn't know shit about this guy. Like, so that was fun.
Yeah.
And
now you're over hours.
Anyway, and now I'm over hours, which I'm gonna have to put those hours on Saturday now, along with the shit I'm gonna do tomorrow, which I'm gonna have to put on Saturday. Like,
then you're gonna be even shorter for next week.
You're right. Like, it's just like let's see.
Yeah, I was nuts today too. I'll go over some of the emails and fucking I need to find somewhere else to be. This is and I know Monica's well, yeah, but so is Monica because I know Monica's getting yelled at. She's coming at everybody. Monica's coming at everybody with blah blah blah. It's literally copy and paste shit that Gina says. So I know that's not Monica saying it. I'm not mad at her. I'm like these guys. Asking her stupid shit like, what do you guys even do throughout the day? I'm like, I don't even reply to them. I'm like, if they really wanted to know, they come out here and watch us. Watch us one day. Watch how fucking busy it is. How you start doing one thing and you get pulled off to do something else. Constantly. Then someone's at the door. Then the phone is ringing. Then blah, blah, Oh, we need 2 people real quick for this job. Okay, let me stop everything I'm doing and try and find 2 people for that. And try and catch back with, well, how come no one's answering the phone? Okay, how come no one's answering the text messages? How come Cheryl's being told or sending you guys messages, for people that call up to corporate. How come you're not responding here? I'm like, fuck off. Fuck off. Come up here and sit next to me one day.
Yeah. Courtney, do you think you could add this person in Napoleon? No. I got nothing. Okay. Can you please give me some Brian people, please?
Yeah, make it worth driving all the way fucking out there. Yeah.
So I got a sporadic client here, sporadic client there, sporadic client there. It'll be fine. But, okay, so we got 5 offices in Brian, right? 5. That's all. That's it. And we have a group room. So that can be used sometimes, which makes 6 offices. So I'm supposed to be going out there on Tuesday, Thursday coming up, which there's not even room right now for me to go out there on Tuesdays and Thursdays to do the assessment. We get an email today that medical needs 4 offices on Tuesdays for the full day. 4 offices. We have 5. 5. Where are the therapists supposed to fucking work? Outside?
Medical need forces out there. How many fucking doctors come out there?
So we have the nurse, we have our nurse practitioner, we have a telehealth person, and then there's some other person, all for this walking clinic. Well, hey, guess what? I need a fucking office visit because so that makes 5. Where the fuck are our therapists supposed to work? The ones who have appointments all day to see clients. Where are they supposed to work?
Right.
The fuck you need 4 offices for?
They don't.
Then apparently they need 4 offices from 10 to 2. So fuck what for what?
Who it's like who's supposed to be managing that? Christine?
No. So it's Pat. Oh, I mean Pat. Well, Pat. So the director of operations, Pat, is now trying to figure out what the fuck to do because the director of medical is saying they need all these offices, and Pat, the director of operations, is saying absolutely not. That's not going to fucking work. So.
If one of them's telehealth, can't they do it from anywhere?
Right. Like, why the fuck you need to take up one of our offices all day?
Make the telehealth person go to fucking Napoleon. There's plenty of room there, right?
Yeah, go use my office in Napoleon. Go use the dead, bitch. Like, go. I don't know. Crazy. There be drama everywhere, babe.
Oh yeah. Me and Derek, after Lacey leaves, we just do a lot of this, just throw our shoulders up. What you gonna do? Just keep doing my job.
I guess I'll sit outside the front door, right?
Yeah.
Do my evaluation.
Yeah. It's crazy. At least you don't have to go that far to get home today.
Yeah, I know.
I'm hoping this because Ron sends me a message this morning. He was, when are we going to get this resolved? I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, well, this desk, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I was there last week, right after when I said I was going to. I said I walked in there and they had put a smaller desk there. Well, they're still having to go back and forth. I'm like, back and forth between where? Everything was on the desk. Well, that can't be permanent. I'm like, well, why is it temporary if it can't be permanent? You guys plan on ripping it down if the fire inspector comes back? You know? I hope he busts you guys.
set my shit up. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's the thing is, there's a hard line there, and I had everything plugged into a hard line, not wireless. So.
Well, it sounds like it's a problem with the fucking desk. Like, you need to figure out, well, it can't be permanent. Well, move the fucking desk where it can be permanent, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not going to spend much time there. I'm just going to grab those computers off of Justice's desk, and I'm going to wander over to the female side and look at it. But that's it.
I just needed to vent.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I'm not pressuring you to hang up, even though I was listening. So.
Sorry.
I'm going to let you call it.
No, I'm good.
All right, baby. I love you. I'll see you. Hopefully it won't be too late tonight.
All right. I just better not go home to a shit show. That's all.
Well, he's got a diaper on again, so.
Yeah, it better still be on.
Yeah, I haven't checked, but he still had it on yesterday when I got home.
Yeah.
It was wet, but he had it on. But hopefully he being wet all day yesterday realizes that if he pisses with that diaper on, he's got to suffer with it.
Yep.
Which sucks because he's got that belly irritation going on, but that's his own fault.
Yeah.
All right, babe. Love you.
All right, Dave. Love you. Bye.
All right, I was on the phone. Yep. Well, yeah, I exit at the Fremont exit. I don't actually go into Fremont. Going to Green Springs, right outside of Fremont.
He's released with a $750 bond who was charged with obstruction. And 2 hours after his charge, the sheriff called him himself and explained that all charges have been dropped. Since then, Mr. Sapp has filed a $20 million lawsuit against the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department for aggregate damages, past and future medical expenses, and loss of wages for his time being incarcerated. It seems that when the stop started, he was an unidentified black man. But what made the charges go away because he became an identified, very wealthy black man. It's a problem because some people don't have the resources that Warren has. Some people don't have the money that Warren has. And they're willing to do this to a Super Bowl champion in right outside the very city that he won a Super Bowl for 2 decades earlier. How many other people are falling through the cracks? So we wanted to make sure as many people are aware of this video and the body cam as possible, because it's not just YouTubers asking questions. I spoke to famed radio host Andy Slater about this, other ex-NFL players that have had the ability to play with Warren Sapp. Even Deion Sanders is a head coach at Boulder with Warren right now. And even he saw this video and was disturbed by it. So I think everyone should know exactly what's going on, because if it can happen to someone who's famous, there's nothing stopping the cop from doing it to you.
Right. And one thing is, I believe most of us know, and it's true, that a lot of people that get involved in the police accountability movement, and I'm sorry guys about my voice, I'm sick, but a lot of people that get involved in the police accountability movement are people that have the cops trample their rights. They do it to them, and that's how they get involved. The cops are the big recruiters.
Well, that's a fantastic point. And you're absolutely right. When I have a cop yell at me, and
but he likes to piss all over the place. He's fucking 2 years old.
Take it up with Sergeant.
He knows better. He's just doing it to be an asshole.
Because he created me. Like, there's an origin story to every activist, and as much as police hate us, you're absolutely right. They're our creators.
So, Josh, what would you like for me to do with the video we're talking about?
I'd like for you to do whatever you see fit. I'd like for the masses to share this. I think it's, when we talk about famous people, right? Like you and I are well known on YouTube, and people recognize us and stuff. I don't call that fame. We're activists and we have some notoriety. But there's certainly there's a negative aspect when famous people, they don't want to be attached to it, right? Because police are our friends. We have to back the blue. There's so many of them, for someone to step out of the shadows with his level of infamy and social standing to say, hey, listen, the cops were wrong. This is what we did. It's bringing a whole new genre to activism. He's bringing all of his millions of followers to watch and be a part of this movement. And that's what's helping grow it. So I'd like as many people to see it as possible, because it's just as dangerous for him to stand up and say, screw these cops, as it is for the average citizen that just got their rights violated in a traffic stop. So I'd like for as many people to see it as possible.
All right, I'll put it up on my channel as soon as possible. And thanks for calling me, Josh. It's an honor to know you, man, and call you a friend.
Oh man, it's an honor to know you, my man. I've been watching you since before I even had a YouTube channel. I mean, you're one of those guys that sets the tone. And this is exactly what I mean. You know, when I was watching you 6-7 years ago before I had a channel, never would I have thought that at one point Jeff Gray would be my friend. At one point would I ever talk to him, or would he even ever know who I was. But through this community that is activism, over 3.4 billion views last year alone, a small community has become very, very large. And everyone's connected. Everyone has everyone's phone number. So it's kind of like the police in a way. If we find a bad cop, we can call somebody else in a different state. We can make sure we spread the news. And with you being central to Florida, you know, this is your stomping ground. You're one of the originals. So I wanted to, it's really my pleasure and my honor.
Yeah, all right. Well, so I will share the video now. Here's the video, everyone. Thanks, Josh.
February 24th, 2024, Super Bowl champion, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 4 first-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, Lombardi winner, first-round draft pick, and NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp was taking part in a charitable organization put on by the Garden of Eden Foundation, benefiting the lives of thousands of women and youth in despair. In short, hundreds of people, including celebrities and your average citizen, were driving high-end cars to support this cause. At this point, Warren Sapp noticed one of the charity participants being pulled over by police. He got out and began to record. This video includes all the body camera footage from every police officer present, including unredacted copies of the arrest affidavit and other supplemental reports. This is Warren's story. This is the body cam for Okeechobee County Sheriff's Deputy Kanarick. She's about to try and solicit a reckless driving charge, which would result in arrest of the driver.
Is he still not doing that well? I gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed in him, Ricada, but he's human, so.
I got you going 63. It's a 35 through town.
No worries.
Down the road. Yeah, you got your license? Yeah, her license too. I'm requiring everybody in the car.
As you can see, Deputy Kanarick is requiring driver's licenses from all occupants of the vehicle, not just the driver, but the passengers as well. This will be the first in a huge line of mistakes made by Okeechobee County Sheriff's deputies. On a traffic stop, drivers are required to present their identification, proof of insurance, and registration. However, without reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause, the deputy doesn't have the lawful authority or ability to ask the passengers for their identification. In short, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, you don't have to provide your identification unless you've committed a crime.
You're going 63 at a 35 mile an hour zone. 10-4, the blue Lamborghini right in front of you, and the other one that just pulled in. These other cars, I don't know how fast they were going. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. No.
10 minutes has passed, and the crowd of 5 has now swelled to over 100 people. A civilian is about to approach the driver's side door of Deputy Kanarick, and this interaction will change both of their lives forever. And that person's name is NFL legend Warren Sapp.
More than? I'm great. Well, I was until I got to do this. That is your job? Oh, it's my job. I understand.
Deputy Kanarick beats her body cam, and almost a year later, still no one is exactly sure why. We'll pick up when audio resumes. Deputy Canary's citation printer malfunctions, so another deputy responds to the scene, print the ticket for her, and manage the crowd. After 20 minutes, both deputies finally learn how to use a printer.
Alright, I'm getting a citation. Okay, 63 to 35. That's unacceptable, man. That's double the speed limit. I understand. You can be part of the rally and you can live in town. I completely understand, but going almost double the speed limit is a little unacceptable.
No, like you said, you go to faster speed over there.
I understand that when you come over the overpass.
Keep an eye at the back left-hand side of your screen. 6'5", 300-pound man in a multicolored tank top, watching intently, is Warren Sapp.
The overpass drops from 45 to 35. I'm just educating you. First, you can take it to court. I'm going to court. It's my job. All right? Yeah. Unless you want to fight it, you're more than welcome. All right? But it's a $248 ticket.
This is points, right?
If you do the traffic school, it takes the points off. Okay?
So I was a license, right?
It doesn't matter. I understand that. Like I said, with the amount of traffic, I'm trying to educate you, man. And with the amount of traffic that's coming through. 63 is what I got on my radar. Go ahead and take it to court because it's on the line. But you're almost double. Okay, but you're going over the speed limit. Okay. Okay, well, I got him. Okay, well, I got him, and I wrote for what I got was 63. Okay, so I said what I said, but I didn't write it for double, did I? I wrote it for double. Just for future reference, through this time,
being told that he's being detained. He's placed in handcuffs for obstruction. Deputy Delante is alleging that Warren Sapp obstructed his investigation by not providing identification. However, failing to provide identification is a secondary charge. There still needs to be reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause that a crime has been committed to ask someone for their ID. If the deputy has probable cause, and the person they're speaking to still refuses to provide identification, at that point they can be detained or...
Yeah, it's not much I got to do there. I just got to pick up some laptops. I'm going to have to set up for some case group facilitators.
Speech, freedom of the press, and the right to petition the government for your grievances. Case law from the Supreme Court, like Glick v. Kniff, allows you to record police within the capacity of their duty. That case law, or Mr. Sapp's right and ability to express free speech or free press, can't be converted into a crime. In short, filming the police or questioning them does not give them grounds to demand identification, and if you refuse, in turn, detain or arrest you.
Everything rolling, yeah. I got you. You ain't got to hold it on, but I'm right there. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just standing there. Why you got to grab me right there? What am I getting detained for?
Honestly, not a second, sir.
No, this is affecting the arrest.
This is a detainment.
You're applying force right now. The immediate investigation, I have to do something physical. I talk. That's a freedom of speech. That's a constitutionally protected activity. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Everybody right here, no, you didn't. You said, do I want to go to jail? And I said, for what? So we gonna see. You still ain't asked about the detainment, man. Oh, no. This don't count. Come in back. You need some tape, don't you? There you go.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I was just super busy today, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I'm gonna have to use my phone for some work here. Love you guys. I might fire up the driving channel on the way home. Peace, love. Yeah, I already had grabbed something on the way. All right, I'll see you guys later though. Love you.